world through rose-colored glasses. Everything is rosy now. Looking at the world and everything that passes seems a rosy hue somehow. Oh, why do I feel so spry? Don't think you're right. No, sir, you needn't guess. I'll confess a certain someone just said yes. In a bungalow all covered with roses, I will settle down somehow. That's why I'm looking at the world through rose-colored glasses. Everything's rosy now. It's true, dear, I love but you, dear. That's why I told the moon and stars I'm so in love. I told the whippoorwill, told the daffodil just how pretty you smile. Yes, I told them all about you. I told the little bird every single word that you said worthwhile. Yes, I told them all about you. I told the moon and every little star above about the way you roll your eyes and how you love. Each little honeybee knows it's gonna be honeymoon for two, 'cause I told them all about you. I told the moon and every little star above about the way you roll your eyes and how you love. Each little honeybee knows it's gonna be honeymoon for two, 'cause I told them all about, I told them all about, told them all about you, dear. No one but you, dear, no other true dear can equal you. I'll sigh, my dearie, I'll cry when you're not nigh, dear. I feel so blue, yes I do, tell me true, when we're together in any weather. We'll love forever, my sweetheart true. I'll sigh, my dearie, I'll cry and cry. I love you. I told the moon and every little star above about the way you roll your eyes and how you love. Each little honeybee knows it's gonna be honeymoon for two, 'cause I told them all about, I told them all about, told them all about you. I told them all about you, gal of mine.
Welcome a-listening to a radio station where the mighty host of heaven sings. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. If you want to feel those good vibrations coming from the truth that will never fail, turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on.
Oh yes, turn your radio on and listen to the music.
Turn your radio on.
Oh yes, turn your radio on.
Enjoy me
and all this joy we share.
Turn your lights down low.
Oh yes, turn your lights down low and listen to your master's radio.
Touch with God. Turn your radio on.
Turn your radio on.
Don't you know that everybody has a radio receiver? All you gotta do is listen for his call. Turn your radio on.
Turn your radio on.
Turn your radio on.
Turn your radio on.
If you're listening, you will be a believer, leaning on the truth that will never fail. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on.
Oh yes, turn your radio
and
on.
listen to the music in the end. Turn your radio on.
Oh yes, turn your radio
Enjoy
on.
we
and all this joy we share.
Turn your lights down low.
Oh yes, turn your lights down
and listen to your
low. listen to your masters. Oh, turn your lights down low and listen to your master's radio.
Get in touch with God and turn your radio on.
Turn your radio on.
Okay, and as publicity chairman, you're obviously here for a very specific purpose, and that's to plug something special that's coming up, huh?
Right. We like to talk about our spring show, our annual spring show that's coming up on March 1st and 2nd at the Kearney High School Auditorium. We think we have a real interesting show this year. We have well, just the very title of it, Circus on Parade, you know. Is just what it says. It's going to be a great night of fun. We've picked up some very interesting arrangements to sing for the people. Have a fine visiting quartet from Phoenix, Arizona.
That's this group right here.
Right, the Music Appreciation 101. And they tell us,
title.
It's, yes, you know, it looks like a page out of a college catalog, Music Appreciation 101.
Yeah.
But they assure us that it won't be that type of a show. Talked to one of the fellows, and I said, well, what do you do for a living? He says, I'm a lifeguard down at the local car wash. So that kind of gives you an idea of what kind of a group they are. It's going to be a fun night.
Unless in most instances we have, by the way, we're going to have some barbershop singing on the program today, and we have two groups, the Shamrocks and the Rainbow Reunion. We'll be sharing some of their musical talents with us a little later. But generally speaking, with a barbershop group, there has to be a comedian among the four men.
Right.
And I don't know whether we'll have a chance to see any of that comedy routine from the Shamrocks or the Rainbow Reunion, but this one fellow in the picture looks like 7 or 8 different people I've known in my life. They're just positively humorous. Now, the dates, of course, are March 1st and 2nd at the Kearney High School Auditorium.
Right.
But there is a purpose for the program.
Well, our motto is, internationally, for barbershoppers, is we sing that they shall speak, which means that we support the Institute of Logopedics at Wichita, Kansas. It's sometimes called Speech Town USA. It's for people with speech impediments, speech problems, principally children, but they also tell us that they have quite a few adults that come in victims of stroke or some other trauma that has caused them to lose their capability to speak. So that is, the proceeds from our shows goes toward the support of the Institute of Logopedics. And happily, for the last, I think it's 5 years in a row now, we have been one of the honor choruses in the United States due to the size of our contribution to the Institute, which means that we're getting an awful lot of public support for our shows in the spring, and we're very happy about it.
Well, that's great. Tell us about your local organization, the Barbershop Chorus. Now, what's that consist of, and who's in it?
Well, we're about 13 years old now, and Fran Wilson, of course, is our director, has been ever since we started.
He's a comedian. Well,
right.
He tells a lot of jokes.
and a very talented director, very patient, because our group is not made up of professional singers. It's people like myself and the guy down the street, people that work around town, and we have area-wide membership. We have people from Overton, Bertrand, Axtell, Minden, Litchfield. We've gone from quite a wide territory, and we are now we have about 60 members at the present time.
And this is made up, as you say, of people from various walks of life. You have bankers and lawyers and whatever occupation that's available in our society you might find involved in barbershop singing.
We have school teachers from both high school and college. We have people that are retired. We have youngsters that have joined up with us. And we really have a very interesting... of all the professions, I'm trying to think. The county sheriff is a member, so we have to keep things straight when we go out to sing, you know. He kind of watches after us. I was going to say we have a doctor, but the doctor got too busy. He had to drop out of our group. So we have a lawyer. We have merchants.
What's the attraction? What makes you guys, you give up a lot of your time.
Right.
To take part.
Oh, I don't know. You know, barbershop singing is something a little bit different in that the sound is just a natural sound. Four voices that get together on the right blend will sound like 7 or 8. The overtones, the undertones, and that just is kind of a thrill. You don't get that very often, except in some of our good quartets, like the one we'll have for our show. It'll be a constant sound, just about a constant sound. One of the fellows that came to our show for the first time, a newsman, called me the next day and he said, hey, he said, I could close my eyes and I'd swear there were 12 men on the stage, but I'd open them, there were only 4. That's the barbershop sound.
So that's the sound, and we're going to listen to some of that sound in just a moment from the Shamrocks. I'd like you to identify the Shamrocks, first of all. Who are these gentlemen that make up this particular foursome?
Well, the Shamrocks are probably, well, they are the oldest quartet that we have, or longest organized quartet that we have in our local group. And they were instrumental in getting the chorus started. They were the ones that sent out cards to 30 or 40 individuals 13 years ago and said, hey, let's see if we can get a chorus together. And they are Clyde Mickelson, who you will hear singing way up in the higher ranges. Fran Wilson, who is our director, is also the lead of the quartet. Jerry Itt is the bass, and the little fellow on the end, you talk about the fellow that is kind of the comedian. I don't know why, but when you see them, Marv Spellman, the little round man on the end, is the man that usually gets the laughs for some reason or another.
The little round man on the end. Let's see the Shamrocks now and listen to their sound.
I'm looking at the world through rose-colored glasses. Everything is rosy now. Looking at the world and everything that passes seems a rosy hue somehow. Oh, why do I feel so spry? Don't blink your eye, no sir, you needn't guess. I'll confess, a certain someone just said yes. In a bungalow all covered with roses, I will settle down somehow. That's why I'm looking at the world through rose-colored glasses. Everything's rosy now. You, dear, that's why I told the moon and stars I'm so in love. I told the whippoorwill, told the daffodil just how pretty you smile. Yes, I told them all about you. I told the little bird every single word that you said worthwhile. Yes, I told them all about you. I told the moon and every little star above about the way you roll your eyes and how you love. Each little honeybee knows it's gonna be honeymoon for two, 'cause I told them all about you. I told the moon and every little star above about the way you roll your eyes and how you love. Each little honeybee knows it's gonna be honeymoon for two, 'cause I told them all about, I told them all about, told them all about you, dear. No one but you, dear, no other true dear can equal you. A sigh, my dearie, I cry when you're not nigh, dear. I feel so blue, yes I do, tell me true, when we're together in any weather. We'll all forever about the way you roll your eyes and how you love. Each little honeybee knows it's gonna be honeymoon for two, 'cause I told him all about, I told him all about, told him all about you. I told him all about you, gal of mine.
Welcome a-listening to a radio station where the mighty host of heaven sings. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. If you want to feel those good vibrations coming from the truth that will never fail, turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on.
Oh yes, turn your radio on and listen to music.
Turn your radio on.
Oh yes, turn your radio on.
Enjoy me.
All this joy we share.
Turn your lights down low.
Oh yes, turn your lights down low and listen to your master's radio.
Touch with God. Turn your radio on.
Turn your radio on.
Don't you know that everybody has a radio receiver? All you gotta do is listen for his call. Turn your radio on.
Turn your radio on.
Turn your radio on. If you're listening, you will be a believer, leaning on the truth that will never fail. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on.
Oh yes, turn your radio
and
on.
listen to the music and the end. Turn your radio on.
Oh yes, turn your radio
and
on.
joy we share.
All this joy we share.
Turn your lights down low.
Oh yes, turn your lights
and
down
listen to your
low. Listen to your master's. Oh, turn your lights down low and listen to your master's radio.
Get in touch with God and turn your radio on.
Turn your radio on.
There you have the Shamrocks and the little round guy.
Well,
he pulled a shrewdy on him there by changing keys.
yeah, right. Elmar's a good fella. He takes a lot of ribbing, if you can find his ribs. But anyway, he's a good fella. He's able to put up with all that. And the Shamrocks, like I say, a lot of people around this area know and have heard the Shamrocks sing. They've been at it.
Well, we have still another group coming up, the Rainbow Reunion, if you'd like to identify these four fellows now.
Well, the Rainbow Reunion is, they've been together a couple of years. When I saw them come into the studio, I expected to see all these multicolored shirts because that's where they got their name. Everyone, well, they couldn't find two shirts that matched, really. So everyone wore a different colored shirt, and we called them the Rainbow Reunion. But now they've got matching outfits, so they're getting up in the world. Gary Weddle sings the lead with this group. Steve Kramer is the lead. Gary Weddle sings the high part, the tenor. Rod Schroer is the baritone, or rather the bass. I'll get them right after a while. And Ron May sings the baritone.
And I've played golf with one of these guys, and he's a pretty good golfer. Let's
pretty
listen.
good singer, too.
Okay, the Rainbow Reunion up next on the program.
Come on along, you can't go wrong with a song in the barbershop style. Now it's showtime, barbershop style, let me see you smile. We sing songs in barbershop style, makes it all worthwhile. Just to hear that barbershop style, yes, I'd walk a mile. Sure, we like rock and pop, but we'd rather barbershop. Give me that barbershop style. Sure, we like rock and pop, but we'd rather barbershop. Give me that barbershop, sure love that barbershop. Give me that barbershop style. You bet. Sweet, sweet roses of morn, you're the ideal of my dreams. My heart could love you forever, it seems. Like a fashion blade on Broadway, you came out with the sun's first gleam. Sweet, sweet roses of morn, you're the ideal of my dreams. Like a fashion play on Broadway, you came out with the sun's first gleam. Sweet, sweet roses of morn, you're the ideal of my dreams. My wild Irish rose, the sweetest flower that grows. You may search everywhere, but none can compare with my wild Irish rose. My wild Irish rose, the dearest flower that grows. And someday for my sake she may let me take the bloom from my wild Irish rose. My rose, the bloom from my wild Irish rose. Wild Irish rose.
Well, the group's name, the Rainbow Reunion. And I'm going to say it at least one time during the program without prompting or anybody holding up an idiot stick for me or for anything. The Society for the Preservation and Encouragement of Barbershop Quartet Singing in America.
Hey,
I got it. And you didn't prompt me, right, Les?
I can't say it that well, so
I learned this several years ago.
I usually hold it up and read it.
Well, from working with barbershoppers down through the years, finally one fellow said, "You need to get serious about this, Bowie. I want you to memorize what that means, because the collection of letters, most barbershoppers wear the little button up here that has that S Society for the SP for the Preservation and Encouragement of Barbershop Quartet Singing in America on the little badge."
Right.
And so finally I took it upon myself to memorize that. How are programs determined? Does the group get together and say, well, no, we're going to pick this song or that song, or...
Well, really, it's Jerry Idd is our show chairman this year, but between Jerry and the board of directors and Fran, the director of the chorus, we try to pick out a theme. And once you pick out the theme, then you start looking for music. This year, we knew of a chorus over in Iowa that had done a circus theme show. We wrote to them hoping to get the whole thing. We didn't get the whole thing, but we did get some arrangements and things, songs and titles and things like that we could work with as a starter.
Now, barbershop quartet singing goes way, way back in the history of American music, but in well, I guess from the 20s, maybe the late teens, the 20s and 30s, it began to grow, and it grew to a peak. Are we still growing, or has the practice peaked, and are we now kind of slimming down in terms of interest in barbershop quartet singing?
No, we're still growing. We are now an international organization, in fact. It's spread to England, Germany, France. The international champion chorus was from Canada 2 years ago. So it has become an international thing now. And it's growing slowly. We're in the area now of around 40,000 members nationwide or worldwide. It started, of course, back in the 30s, you know, with old C. Cash and another fellow just kind of saying, hey, you know, what's happening to the good old songs, which at that time were typically thought of as four drunks hanging on a lamp pole, harmonizing, you know, just with natural harmony. And so they ran an ad in the paper down at Tulsa, just to see what would happen. Lo and behold, 30 people showed up, and that was the start of the organization of the society, actually, and it grew from there.
Well, I remember Meredith Wilson's great show, The Music Man.
Right.
There were in that a group called boy, I can't think of the name now on the show, but they were based on a real barbershop quartet known as the Rusty Hinges from Mason City, Iowa.
A great deal of the music in Music Man, that was a big boost to barbershopping because there was a lot of In fact, as we did a show about 3 years ago based on that, we called it Music Man, and we used a lot of Meredith's songs, arrangements in that.
Well, let's have a little more barbershop music now with the Shamrocks.
Right, we get the Shamrocks back on.
Well, I woke up this morning feeling fine. I woke up with heaven on my mind. I woke up with joy in my soul, 'cause I knew my Lord had control. Well, I knew I was walking in the light, 'cause I'd been on my knees in the night, and I prayed till the Lord gave a sign, and now I'm feeling mighty fine. Well, I'm feeling mighty fine, yes, I'm feeling fine. I've got heaven on my mind, heaven on my mind. Don't you know I want to go? Oh, yes, I want to go where the milk and honey flow. There's a light that always shines, shine that always shines in this heart of mine, in this heart of mine. I've got heaven on my mind, and I'm feeling fine, yes, I'm feeling fine. I've been walking with Jesus all the time. We're walking and talking as we climb. We're traveling that road to the sky, where I know I live when I die. He's been telling me all about that land, and he tells me that everything is grand, and he says that a home will be mine, and now I'm feeling mighty fine. Well, I'm feeling mighty fine, yes, I'm feeling fine. I've got heaven on my mind. Don't you know I want to go? Oh, yes, I want to go. Well, I'm feeling fine. There's a light that always shines down inside this heart of mine. I've got heaven on my mind, and I'm feeling mighty fine.
You know, for any of the senior citizens that might be looking in on the program, they can probably remember back to the early days of barbershop quartet singing. This is when the men used to gather around in the barbershop.
Right.
That's where this started. And they'd all get together because they didn't have radio and television available to them. And, well, let's sing an old familiar song. And the lovely old songs like When You Were Sweet 16 and Wait Till the Sun Shines, Nellie. And
Well, you know, it's a harmony that's put together by listening. It's just three parts harmonizing to a lead, to the melody, which is sung by the lead, and then you get a part above, two parts usually below. Sometimes the berries will move up above the leads, but it's something that you can't imitate on any instrument.
mm-hmm.
Like they say, you know, you try to play it on the piano. Once in a while, some of the notes you're singing in the cracks between the keys, because that's where the blend comes. You'll see a baritone kind of raise that shoulder a little bit. He's just getting that little bit of a niche there, little niche and higher than the actual key to get the blend that he wants. And usually he's right. Sometimes it's, you know, we wonder whether maybe he's got a hitch in his shoulder. But
Well, in the barbershop, I'm totally ignorant of the procedure of barbershop quartet singing. My music knowledge is very limited, period, but who has the ear that kind of controls it? Does each of the four singers have a responsibility to maintain the sound? Is that it?
right, it's a group effort. It just, if any one part, you follow the lead. The lead has the main, he's in control.
But the lead can change.
If he changes, you change with him. You know, whether right or wrong, he's always right. He's the only part that's always right.
That sounds like, you know, if you have one of those things in television series, they're called managers of the station. You know, I mean, he's always right.
Right.
Sort of thing. I just thought I'd toss that in. Let's for a moment, remind the folks again about the program, which will be coming up at Kearney High School Auditorium, March 1st and 2nd. And the title of it, I'm holding it up earlier.
Parade.
Circus on Parade. That's
Our feature quartet this year comes from Phoenix, Arizona, Music Appreciation 101. Advanced sale tickets are available at the banks or from any barbershopper. And there will be tickets also at the door.
And once again, we're going to call in the Rainbow Reunion for a number right here on our show.
Last night alone on our way home, you turned and said to me, I love you so, and I want to know, what do you think about me? Sweet and lovely, that's what you are to me. Sugar and spice and everything nice, you're all a girl should be, Soon we'll marry, you'll be my blushing bride. I will smile all the while you're by my side. I will smile all the while you're by my side.
I can almost see the straw boaters, you know, and the old striped jackets and the gesture there a moment ago by one of the singers. And, oh, you know, that really takes you back if you have memories or have read about it. It was a glorious time for music. Say, we forgot to mention for the show on the 1st and 2nd of March at the Kearney High School Auditorium, we forgot to mention that there is something other than vocal music, and I think you ought to elaborate on that.
Right. Each year or at each show, we lead off with the 1733 Dixieland Band. They come on at 7, entertain the people as they're coming in to find their seats, do a terrific job. I asked them the other night who arranged their music, knowing full well that of the 7 or 8 of them, they're all arrangers. They arrange it as they play it. But it's a real interesting sound, and the crowds really love them. And they take us off at 7 o'clock, and the chorus comes on at 7:30. Take a little break, come back with our quartets for the second half of the show, and then, of course, that ever-present afterglow after the show is over. And that's all on March 1st and 2nd at the Kearney High School Auditorium.
Les Weber, thanks a million for being with us, and thanks to our singers, too.
That's in Kearney, Nebraska, unless you're going to be having a concert in just a short time.
Right, on March 9th and 10th, in fact, we are going to have our annual spring show.
And where's it going to be held?
It'll be held at the Kearney High School Auditorium, Friday and Saturday night, 7:30, both evenings.
Tickets on sale at the door?
Oh, yes, there'll be tickets on sale at the door, but more importantly, in advance, they're $4. At the door, they're $5, and we hope to try to sell it out ahead of time.
Sell early and save some money.
Right.
We have just a sampling of some of the music that you're going to have, because right back there behind us, we have a good-looking group of guys.
Right, that's the Shamrock Quartet, one of the first quartets that we've had with our group when we first organized 10 or 11 years ago.
You want to introduce the guys?
Right, we can start over there with the little guy on the end, Marv Spellman, who sings the baritone, Jerry, who sings bass, Fran Wilson, the lead, and also our chorus director, by the way, and Clyde Mickelson, the tenor, the fellow that sings up in the high atmosphere.
Well, we've heard them rehearsing a little bit, and my, they're good. Wearing their beautiful green tuxedos, and they're called the Shamrocks. They told me they don't sing Irish tunes, though.
No, they, well, I keep telling them they should, but she doesn't participate in the shows.
At the world through rose-colored glasses, everything is rosy now. Looking at the world and everything that passes seems a rosy hue somehow. Oh, why do I feel so spry? Don't blink your eye, no sir, you needn't guess. I'll confess a certain someone just said yes. In a bungalow covered with roses, I will settle down somehow. That's why I'm looking at the world through rose-colored glasses. Everything's rosy now.
From Kearney, Nebraska, the Shamrock Barbershoppers with I'm My Own Grandpa.
For those of you who like to study genealogy, there's something funny going on up in my family tree. Oh, I'm my own grandpa. I'm my own grandpa. It sounds funny, I know, but it really is so. I'm my own grandpa. Oh, many, many years ago when I was 23, I was married to a widow who was pretty as could be. This widow had a grown-up daughter who had hair of red. My father fell in love with her and soon they two were wed. This made my dad my son-in-law and changed my very life. For my daughter was my mother 'cause she was my father's wife. To complicate the matter, even though it brought me joy, I soon became the father of a bouncing baby boy. I'm my own grandpa. I'm my own grandpa. It sounds funny, I know, but it really is so. I'm my own grandpa. My little baby then became a brother-in-law to Dad, and so became my uncle, though it made me very sad. For if he was my uncle, then that also made him brother of the widow's grown-up daughter, who of course was my stepmother. My father's life had a son who kept him on the run, and he became my grandchild 'cause he was my daughter's son. My wife is now my mother's mother, though it makes me blue, because although she is my wife, she's my grandmother too. I'm my own grandpa, I'm my own grandpa, It sounds funny, I know, but it really is so. I'm my own grandpa. Oh, if my wife is my grandmother, then I'm her grandchild. And every time I think of it, it nearly drives me wild. For now I have become the strangest case you ever saw. As husband of my grandmother, I am my own grandpa. Oh, I'm my own grandpa. I'm my own grandpa. It sounds funny, I know, but it really is so. I'm my own grandpa.
Hold it, you guys. What? You know what? He must have been a radio announcer or something.
No, he was a television news director.
Wife and mother-in-law, I'm my own grandpa.
Over there, sometimes called the Kearney Area Barbershoppers. We go by several different names, largely because we do cover quite an area. We have members from many towns outside of Kearney.
And this is just one of the groups that's made up from that chorus, and these are the Shamrocks.
Right, these are the Shamrocks, and they are probably the first quartet that was organized with our chorus.
Well, they're a mighty good one. Why don't you introduce the guys?
Well, Clyde Mickelson is the top tenor man. Fran Wilson sings the lead, Jerry Itt the bass, and Marv Spellman on the baritone.
And a couple of times a year you have a concert with these fellows, don't you?
Oh, yes. Every spring we have our big spring show, and we certainly appreciate what Channels 10 and 11 do for us in publicizing that show every year.
Well, it's a pleasure for us listening to the music, too.
Well, all around, we really enjoy the Shamrocks and our chorus singing, and we have a lot of fun.
And the Shamrocks are going to give us a sample of some of that fine music this morning with a number entitled...
Boy, I don't know. What are you fellows going to sing? Oh, All About Sweet May.
All About Sweet May, you bet. Okay.
Every night I used to go to call on May McBride. To this day I do not know what her house looks like inside. Every night that I would call, there would be Sweet May with her hat and coat on, standing in the hall. Where we going tonight, she'd say. And that's not all Sweet May had to give me habit awful bad. I'm glad I said, hey, by the way, there's something that I want to say. Gonna get myself a little red coat, some little red knickers too. Gonna get myself a long white beard when I go to call on you. You want to know the reason? Because you seem to think that I'm Santa Claus. Makes me seem a real sweetheart. Made up my mind, I'm gonna dress the part. Don't you be surprised any old day I'd ride up in a reindeer sleigh, but don't you worry, dear, it won't happen right away, right away. Well, if you're wondering why, don't call, dear. Remember, Santa only comes once a year, but if the truth must be spoke, your true love and Santa Claus is broke. Hear me saying, through playing Santa Claus with you. Your sweet sugar daddy done quit.
From Kearney, Nebraska, the Shamrock Barbershoppers with a real old favorite, Turn the Radio On.
Welcome listening to radio station where the mighty host of heaven sings. Turn your radio on.
Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on.
Feel those good vibrations coming from the truth that will never fail. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on.
Oh, yes, turn your radio on and listen to music and
Turn your radio on.
oh, yes, turn your radio on and all this joy we share. Oh, yes, turn your lights down low and listen to your Master's radio.
Turn your radio on.
Turn your radio on.
Don't you know that everybody has a radio receiver? All you gotta do is listen for it. Call Turn your radio on.
Turn your radio on.
Turn your radio on. If you listen in, you'll be a believer. Leaning on the truth that will never fail. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. Turn your radio on.
Oh, yes, turn your radio on and listen to music and
Turn your radio on.
oh, yes, turn your radio on and all this joy we share. Down low and listen to your Master's. Turn your lights down low and listen to your Master's radio.
Get in touch with God.
Get in touch with God.
And turn your radio on.
Turn your radio on. Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Introducing the Shamrock Barbershoppers with a gospel number that goes back a lot of years. I'm feeling fine.
Well, I woke up this morning feeling fine. I woke up with heaven on my mind. I woke up with joy in my soul, 'cause I knew my Lord had control. Well, I knew I was walking in the light, 'cause I'd been on my knees in the night, and I prayed till the Lord gave a sign, and now I'm feeling mighty fine. Well, I've got heaven on my mind, and I'm feeling mighty fine. I've been walking with Jesus all the time. We're walking and talking as we climb. We're traveling a road to the sky, where I know I live when I die. He's been telling me all about that land, and he tells me that everything is grand. And he says that a home will be mine, and now I'm feeling mighty fine. Well, I'm feeling fine, yes, I'm feeling fine. I've got heaven on my mind. Don't you know it's the one to go where the million I've got heaven on my mind, and I'm feeling mighty fine.
This handsome group of guys are representing the Barbershop Chorus from Kearney, Nebraska. They're just a portion of it, the quartet that's called the Shamrocks. And they've been teasing me, telling me that I'm going to chuckle when I say they're a handsome bunch of guys. Well, they are, and they're good singers, too. And let's find out who they are. Right away, we've got over here to my left a fellow that sings.
Sings tenor. My name is Clyde Mickelson.
And they tell me you're the talker of the group.
No, not really.
Not really? So you think maybe I ought to move on to this?
I agree, yes.
Oh, okay. And you are?
I'm Marv Spellman.
And you've sung with us a lot of times, Marv. It's a pleasure to have you back again.
Thank you, Jan.
I'm Jerry Yett, and I sing bass.
Aha. Anything you want to say about this group, Jerry?
Oh, we've enjoyed singing. We like to sing for different sing-outs, and we're all members of the chorus in Kearney.
Fran Wilson, I sing lead.
And you also direct the overall chorus, I understand.
That's right.
These guys pretty easy to keep in tow, are they?
Oh, they're real easy. You bet.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, let's just see if that's true, and you introduce the number you're going to do, and we'll listen.
Okay, we're going to sing I've Gotta Be Me.
Gotta be me. Here they are, the Shamrocks.
Whether I'm right or whether I'm wrong, whether I find a place in this world or never belong, I've gotta be me, I've gotta be me. What else can I be but what I am? I wanna live, not merely survive, and I won't give up this dream of life that keeps me alive. I've gotta be me, I've gotta be me, daring to try to do or to die. I've gotta be me. I'll go it alone, that's how it must be. I can't be right for somebody else if I'm not right for me. I've gotta be me, I've gotta be me. The dream that I see makes me what I am. That far away prize, a world of success, is waiting for me if I heed the call. I won't settle down nor settle for less, as long as there's half a chance that I can have it all. I'll go it alone, that's how it must be. I can't be right for somebody else if I'm not right for me. I've gotta be free, I've gotta be free, daring to try to do or to die. I've gotta be me, right or wrong.
With a tune about a very special lady, here are the Shamrock Barbershoppers with My Lady Loves to Dance.
Right from the start, she won my heart. Now I know we'll never, never part. I have a lady that I'd like to tell you all about. I think of her the whole day through. The one certain fact that I should point out is there's one thing she loves to do. My lady loves to dance, my lady loves to sing, my lady has the sparkle of a diamond ring. When purple shadows fall and silver moonlight beams, my lady loves to dance in all my dreams, all my dreams. She loves a carousel, roller coaster ride, a party or picnic by the ocean side, and like a laughing brook that dances in the sun, my lady has a barrel of fun. Life is a gaping plaything, if a racing, not a worry, not a care. If there's a trombone, a tootin', and a flute, and a flutin', sure as shootin' we'll be there. There, my lady loves to dance, my lady loves to sing. Shawty, or a polka, or a Highland fling, and when we kiss goodnight, the moment we're apart, my lady loves to dance, you ought to see her friends. My lady loves to sing, you ought to see her swing. To sing and dance in smart. She loves to dance, my lady loves to sing and dance in my heart.
The Shamrock Barbershoppers with The Lord's Prayer.
Which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven.
Les Weber and the Shamrock Barbershoppers from Kearney are with us this morning. It's a real pleasure to have them on our morning show. Welcome to Channels 10 and 11.
Oh, it's always a pleasure to be here with you, Jan.
And it's a pleasure to have you, especially to start the day with this kind of music.
Right. We are real proud of the Shamrocks from our 1733 chorus.
Introduce the fellows to us, Les.
Okay, up here on this end, I guess we'd call it, is Clyde Mickelson, who sings the tenor, Fran Wilson, our lead, Jerry Itt, the bass, and way over there on the end, little Marv Spellman, who sings baritone. They always say baritone, you know, that's kind of the forgotten part. If anything goes wrong, we blame it on the baritone.
And he doesn't protest?
Well, he protests, but he's the smallest one of the group. You can see how much good it does.
That doesn't do a bit of good. Well, let's just listen and see if that baritone and all the rest of them do a good job this morning like they've been doing when we've been listening to them rehearse. They're going to do an old favorite.
Right, it's a fun song. The old Coney Island Washbird Rondelay.
Here they are, the Shamrocks.
Oh, Coney Island, Washport, Rondelay. See her on the boardwalk every day. Soaps us all around, pretty bubbles on the ground. Rub it up 3 minutes, up all the tunes she's found. Cymbals on her fingers make a noise. Charles on the landing for the boys. She can rag a tune, sing a song as easy breezes walk along. Coney Island, Washport, Rondelay. Holy lady, la da da, bum 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 bum. Holy lady, la da da, bum 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 bum. La da dee la da day, la da dee la da day, la da dee la da dee la da dee eh. Holy lady, la da da, bum 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 bum. Holy lady, la da da, bum bum bum. She'll rag a tune right through the knees, a brand new pair of BVDs. Coney Island, Washport, Rondelay. Coney Island, Washport, Rondelay. Oh, dee lady. Coney Island, Washport, Rondelay, ba-da-ba-da-da. Coney Island, Washport, Rondelay, we really mean it. Coney Island, Washport, Rondelay, Coney Island, Washport, Rondelay, wah-wah-wah-wah. Coney Island, Washport, Rondelay, wah-wah-wah-wah. Coney Island, Washport, Rondelay. That's a song we could sing all night.
From Kearney, Nebraska, it's a pleasure to introduce the Shamrock Barbershoppers with God Bless America.
America, America, my home, sweet home. While the storm clouds gather far across the sea, let us swear allegiance to a land that's free. Let us all be grateful for a land so fair. As we raise our voices in a solemn prayer. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans bright with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. My home. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies and to the ocean, white with foam. God bless America, my home.
Barbershop Quartet.
Hey there, say there, listen if you can. I just saw a maniac, crazy man, maniac, wild and tearing his hair and yelling something about a girl. Me, oh my, lost a girl. Man, oh man, you should have been there. When we asked him for the girl's description, he just answered all of us with this conniption. 5 foot 2, eyes of blue, but oh, what those 5 foot can do. Has anybody seen my girl, my girl? Have you seen her turned up nose, turned down nose, flapper? Yes, sir, one of those. Has anybody seen my girl, my old girl? Now, if you run into a 5 foot 2 covered with fur, she's got diamond rings and all those things, bet your life it isn't her. Could she love, could she woo, could she coo? Has anybody seen my girl? Now if you run into a 5 foot 2 covered with fur, she's got diamond rings and all those things, bet your life it isn't her. But could she love, could she woo, and could she coo? Has anybody seen my girl? Where's my baby? Anybody seen my little sweet girl? Anyone seen my girl?
The Society for the Preservation and Encouragement of Barbershop Quartet Singing in America. Now, Les, I got through that.
Golly, you do better than I do,
I was sitting here thinking, exactly what do those letters mean? Les Weber is the Public Relations Director for the Kearney area Barber Shoppers. And you have a big show coming up in the near future.
Right. March 9th and 10th, we have probably the finest quartet we've ever had on our spring show. The Chicago News will be in town. They were the international champions in 1981. And the first gold medal quartet we've ever had on our spring show. So we're really looking forward to that. Plus, of course, the 1733 Chorus, the Shamrocks, the Director's Choice, and several other local quartets. So it'll be two big nights, the 9th and 10th of March.
We've been hearing some sounds by the Director's Choice during the course of this program.
Right.
And we'll hear a little more a little later.
Right.
Les, what is there about barbershop quartet singing that makes it such an attraction?
Well, I guess probably Fran Wilson, our director, could do a more technical job of explaining that, but I guess it's just for the average barbershopper, it's just fun. You take a lead note or a lead tune and match 3 other voices up to it just in a natural harmony. It's just good old down-home harmony.
Why don't you tell us the names of these fellows in the Director's Choice we have on the program with us?
Well, on the lead is Dick Terwilliger. Now, Dick is from Minden and kind of a new member, actually, of our chorus and of the quartet. Fran Wilson, who is our chorus director, sings the lead. Don Ostendorf sings the bass. And Marv Spellman, the little fella that we try to get to stand on the box, he does the baritone part. And they do a fine job. We really enjoy them.
Well, not only music, but you also seem to have some choreography involved from time to time. I was watching the gentleman perform a little while ago, and there's a lot going on.
Well, that's all part of it, and we really try to get the whole chorus. Now, we get 50 to 60 members up there on the risers on show night, and trying to get 60 adult men to agree on choreography is sometimes kind of a chore. But it does. We find the audience enjoys it. If we can get some choreography going and sustain it, it adds to the story that we're trying to sell.
What's the theme of the show coming up?
Our theme of our show this year will be Barbershoppers in the News, or Barbershopping in the News. Of course, a natural with the Chicago News as our feature quartet.
Which, incidentally, I believe you told me they appeared recently on the Phil Donahue show,
Yeah.
which was carried there on MTV.
Right.
Is it hard work being a barbershop?
Oh, no, it's all fun. It's all fun. You ought to come in and join us some Monday night for practice.
I have a problem with tone deafness.
Well, I guess a few of us have that problem, but Fran has a remarkable talent for getting the best out of us. Sometimes that may not be the greatest, but we do the best we can. We have a lot of fun, and actually, over the past 10 or 11 years, the improvement of our sound is... I was listening to some tapes from about 5 years ago, just last night. And there's quite a change in the sound of our chorus over the last 5 years. For the better, I'm glad to say.
Well, speaking of the sound, why don't we lend an ear to some barbershop quartet sound right now, as provided by
The Director's Choice.
I've got a special problem with my girlfriend, Maggie. Privacy is very hard to get. I've tried and tried to find some way to get her all alone, but I've had no success at all, much to my regret. She brings her father, her mother, her sister, and her brother. Oh, I never see Maggie alone. She brings her uncles and cousins. She's got 'em by the dozens. I never see Maggie alone. And if I phone her, say to her sweet, where shall we meet? Supposing that we eat, she brings her father, her mother, her sister, and her brother. Oh, I never see Maggie alone. Maggie, dear, just won't go out alone. Seems that she must have a chaperone. When we go out, no matter where we're bound, there is always somebody around. She brings her father, her mother, her sister, and her brother. Oh, I never see Maggie alone. One night while we were out walking and she got tired of talking, she invited me up to...
Even good voice tonight, Kelly?
I think so.
That's our weekend magazine.
Thanks for joining us. Good night.
about to hear the story of a crazy man. I just saw a maniac, crazy man, maniac, wild and tearing his hair and yelling something about a girl. Me, oh my, lost a girl. Man, oh man, you should have been there. When we asked him for the girl's description, he just answered all of us with this conniption. 5'2", eyes are blue, but oh, what those 5 foot can do. Has anybody seen my girl, my girl? Have you seen her? Turned up nose, turned down nose, flapper, yes sir. One of those. Has anybody seen my girl? My old girl. Now if you run into a 5'2", covered with fur, she's got diamond rings and all those things, bet your life it isn't her. Could she love, could she woo, could she coo? Has anybody seen my girl? Now if you run into a 5'2", all covered with fur, she's got diamond rings and all those things, bet your life it isn't her. But could she love, could she woo, and could she coo? Has anybody seen my girl? Where's my baby? Anybody seen my little sweet girl? Anyone seen my girl?
All right.
Everybody wants to go to heaven, to their home up in the sky. Everybody wants to see the pearly gates in the sweet by and by. Everybody wants to go walking on the streets all paved with gold, and eat milk and honey at the table of the Lord, and be a member of the heavenly fold. You all go to church on Sunday, and you like to lend a helping hand, and everybody's nice to his neighbor so he can make it to the promised land. Everybody wants to cross the river to that mansion in the sky. Everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die.
Okay.
I've got a special problem with my girlfriend, Maggie. Privacy is very hard to get. I've tried and tried to find some way to get her all alone, but I've had no success at all, much to my regret. She brings her father, her mother, her sister, and her brother. Oh, I never see Maggie alone. She brings her uncles and cousins. She's got 'em by the dozens. I never see Maggie alone. And if I phone her, say to her sweet, where shall we meet? Supposing that we eat, she brings her father, her mother, her sister, and her brother. Oh, I never see Maggie alone. Maggie, dear, just won't go out alone. Seems that she must have a chaperone. When we go out, no matter where we're bound, there is always somebody around. She brings her father, her mother, her sister, and her brother. Oh, I never see Maggie alone. One night while we were out walking and she got tired of talking, she invited me up to her home. I turned the lights down, they were too bright. Oh, what a night. When I turned on the light, there was her father, her mother, her sister, and her brother. Oh, I never see Maggie alone. I bought a roadster to see that. I even had it heated so that I could see Maggie alone. While we were riding and kissing, the engine started missing, and we were a long way from home. I got right out then as fast as I could, found what was wrong, for when I raised the hood, there was her father, her mother, her sister, and her brother. Oh, I never see Maggie all alone. I never see Maggie alone.
It's a pleasure to introduce them good old boys from Kearney, a great barbershop quartet. To begin, Bruce Beitler, who is their baritone, Don Ostendorf, bass, Marv Spellman, who sings lead, and Dan Nauman, the tenor. And here are them good old boys with a tune reminiscent of the 50s, Shaboom, Shaboom.
Shaboom, shaboom. Hey, lolly ding dong, a ling, a ling, a ling. Shaboom, ba da, ba doo, ba doo, ba ling. Oh, life would be a dream if I could take you up in paradise up above. If you would tell me I'm the only one that you love, life would be a dream, sweetheart. Shaboom, and oh, life would be a dream if only all my precious plans would come true. If you would let me spend my whole life loving you, life would be a dream, sweetheart. Again, shaboom, and hoping we meet. Choreography. Shaboom, shaboom, oh yeah, da 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 da. Shaboom, shaboom, oh yeah, da 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 da. Shaboom, shaboom, oh yeah, da 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 da. Shaboom, sweetheart, sweetheart. Shaboom, shaboom, again, oh yeah, da 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 da. Shaboom, shaboom, oh yeah, da 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 da. Shaboom, shaboom, oh yeah, da 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 da. Shaboom, sweetheart, sweetheart, life would be a dream if I could take you up in paradise up above. If you would tell me I'm the only one that you love, life would be a dream, sweetheart. Hello, hello again, shaboom, and hoping we meet again. Shaboom, 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 sweetheart.
Number 2. From Kearney, them good old boys singing Masquerade.
Your eyes don't shine like they used to shine, and the thrill is gone when your lips meet mine. I'm afraid the masquerade is they used to mean. They were once inspired, now they're just routine. I'm afraid the masquerade is over, and so is love, and so is love. I guess I'll have to play Pagliacci, and get myself a clown disguise, and learn to laugh like Pagliacci, with tears in my eyes. You look the same, you're a lot the same, but my heart says no, no, you're not the same. I'm afraid the masquerade is over, and so is love, and so is love.
VC50 cut number 3. Here they are with a barbershop quartet standard for lots and lots of years. From Kearney, Nebraska, them good old boys with Babyface.
Excuse me, we would like to borrow that baby that the lady in the audience has, if we might. Thank you.
I love that pretty baby face. I love that baby face. You got the cutest little baby face. So there's not another one can take your place. Baby face. My poor heart is jumping. You sure have started something, baby face. I'm up in heaven when I'm in your fond embrace. I didn't need a shove, 'cause I just fell in love with your pretty baby face. Rosy cheeks and turned up nose and curly hair. I'm raving about my baby now. Raving about my baby. Pretty little dimples here and dimples there. Don't want to live without her. I love her, goodness knows. I wrote a song about her, and here's the way it goes. Baby face, you've got the cutest little baby face. There's not another one can take your place. I love it, baby face. Know that my poor heart is jumping. You sure have started something, baby face. So I'm up in heaven when I'm in your fond embrace. I didn't need a shove, 'cause I just fell in love with your pretty baby face. I didn't need, no, I didn't need a shove, 'cause I just fell, yes, I guess I fell in love with your pretty baby. Love that pretty baby face.
Oh, yeah. VC 50 cut number 4. Bruce Beitler, and he's, by golly, you've got a lot of electricity there, I tell you. He's one of them good old boys from Kearney, Nebraska, and Bruce, you brought a pretty good crew here with you to the morning show.
Well, it takes 4 for a quartet, so I had to find 3 other guys.
And you told me you just rehearsed in the car on the way down from Kearney.
Right, yeah. We can't get together too often, so we thought as long as we're coming all the way from Kearney, why, we'd use the time profitably.
Well, as I was saying, what I hear you guys doing when you're together like this is mostly telling jokes.
Well, no, we listen to the people that work around the studio, and we learn their jokes.
Oh, that's it, huh? Well, we've got some pretty good laughs around here, haven't we?
Oh, yes, there are a lot of funny things happen around here.
That's true. I tell you what, to get serious for a moment, why don't you introduce these fellows that you brought along?
Okay, over here on my left is Don Ostendorf. He sings the bass. Next to him is Marv Spellman, who sings the lead, and the fellow at the end is Dan Nauman, and he sings tenor, which leaves baritone for me.
And that's what you have left. We do a pretty good job at each one of you. I really think we have to get a little serious about this. These guys are pretty good, and you're going to do an old standard this morning.
Right. It's Guy Lombardo, well, actually, Guy Lombardo's brother, Carmen, collaborated in this song, and it's called Get Out Those Old Records.
Oh, that's one of my favorite. Here they are, them good old boys.
They were wonderful then, let's play them over again. The ones we used to play so long ago.
Get out those old
records, those old phonograph records, the ones we used to play so long ago.
What if they sound
Scratchy, the tunes really were catchy, and especially those that said, I love you so. I love you so. I used to beg you over and over just to set the wedding day,
to get you portable
in the portable and melt your heart away.
with all those old
records, those old phonograph records, the ones we used to play so long ago. Get out those all the ones about tunes, all the ones about tunes,
the ones we used to play so long ago
on the old wind-up station.
Morning Glory was great,
the tunes
and the tunes of arcade, and especially those that said, I love you so. I used to beg you over and over just to set the wedding day, to get you portable and bring my portable and melt your heart away with all those old, they were wonderful then, wear them over again,
the ones that always said, I love you so, the ones we used to play so long ago, so long ago.
From Kearney, Nebraska, them good old boys. It's a pleasure to introduce Bruce Beitler, baritone, Don Ostendorf, bass, Marv Spellman, lead, and Dan Nauman, tenor. Them good old boys with Winter Wonderland.
Over the ground lies a mantle of white, a heaven of diamonds shine down through the night. Two hearts are thrilling in spite of the chill in the weather. Love knows no season and love knows no clime. Romance can blossom most any old time. Here in the open, we're walking and hoping
together,
just we two alone. Sleigh bells ring, ring-a-ling, are you listening? In the lane, snow is glistening. A beautiful sight, we're happy tonight, walking in a winter wonderland.
gone away
is the bluebird, here to stay is the new bird. He sings a love song as we go along, walking in a winter wonderland. In the meadow we can build a snowman, we'll pretend that he is Parson Brown. Hey Parson, he'll say, are you married? We'll say, no man, but you can do the job when you're in town. Later on we'll conspire as we dream by the fire, to face unafraid the plans that we made, walking in a winter wonderland. Walking in a winter wonderland.
Walk with Jesus.
I once was lost in sin, but Jesus took me in, and then a little light from heaven filled my soul. It bathed my heart in love and wrote my name above, and just a little talk with Jesus made me whole.
Now let us
Have a little talk with Jesus, tell him all about our troubles. He will hear our faintest cry, and he will answer by and by. When you feel a little prayer wheel turning, and you know a little fire burning, you will find a little talk with Jesus makes it right. Makes it right. I may have doubts and fears, my eyes be filled with tears, but Jesus is a friend who watches day and night. I go to him in prayer, he knows my every care, and just a little talk with Jesus makes it right.
now let us
Have a little talk with Jesus, tell him all about our troubles, hear our faintest cry, and he will answer by and by. When you feel a little prayer wheel turning, know a little fire is burning, you will find a little talk with Jesus makes it right.
now let us
Have a little talk with Jesus, tell him all about our troubles, hear our faintest cry, and he will answer by and by. Feel a little prayer wheel turning, know a little fire is burning, you will find a little talk with Jesus makes it right. It makes it right.
VC 50, cut number 7. Here are them good old boys from Kearney, Nebraska, singing what they tell me is their theme song, Them Good Old Boys.
Well, I've been kicked out of darn near every bar in town. I've been locked up for driving 120 through town. Well, I've been shot and cut with a knife for messing around with another man's wife.
But other than that, we ain't nothing, just some good old boys. We are them good old boys.
I put my boss out a window and got fired from my last job. I borrowed a city truck and turned it over in the mayor's yard. And I beat my brother-in-law half to death. I lost $20 on a football bet.
But other than that, we ain't nothing, just some good old boys. Good old boys, we're all the same. Ain't no way we'll ever change. Mean no harm by the things we do. Through all the trouble that we get into. Other than a wild hair once in a while, we can't help it, it's just our style. And good old boys is all we'll ever be. Wang, wang, wang.
I got an alimony payment that's 6 weeks overdue.
when you got caught with the trouble, bootleg out of state. The hawks, the wild times ring, June, the bottle ringing out for living good. But other than that, we ain't nothing, just some good old boys. Good old boys, we're all the same. Ain't no way we'll ever change. Mean no harm by the things we do. All the trouble that we get into, other than a wild air once in a while, we can't help it, it's just our style. Just our style. And good old boys is all we'll ever be. Yes, we are them good old boys.
Of Jerry It, the 1773 chorus.
Jumping in my shoes, 'cause there ain't no time to lose. She's coming through on a big choo-choo. She's been away for months, but I haven't cheated once. Stayed all night, didn't dance, wasn't taking any chance. Didn't flirt and though it hurt, I just couldn't do my duty dirt. My days were blue, my nights were black, but I just knew that she'd come back. For I love her and she loves me, and she's coming through on a big choo-choo. She's been away for months, but I haven't cheated once. I stayed away all night, didn't dance, no, I wasn't a baby, wasn't any chance. I didn't play and rolling around, I just couldn't do my duty dirt. My days were blue, my nights were black, but I just simply said my she's on track, for I love her
10 minutes it is gone. Of that, it has not. In fact, you might call it routine.
in the chapter. So it is of some significance to be selected by the citizens that we are practicing with our rule, put up just signification, things like that. And so it is really quite an honor to become the barbershopper of the year. This year, our chorus has selected a man that's been quartetting since before our chapter was started. We'll be out here later with the quartet, and that particular quartet is what we want to shop. He's been a hard worker. We just tell you anything we need to have done, that we'll take on those difficult jobs. Things for everything that's right. Really last year, he was this year's show chairman, and I say that a lot of like this, he selected this show kind of late, and to come up with a quartet like the Chicago Blues, he took some doing. So, all in all, one fine gentleman and a great member of our chorus, I'd like to bring out Clyde Mickelson. Clyde, if you can have
very great honor for me to possess this award. I really can't take all the credit for it, because anytime I have a job, I rely on my Lord, and we get through together.
One fine barbershop. A couple of announcements. I mentioned before that the afterglow tickets were on sale during the break. There will be sandwiches, soft drinks, some good singing, some good fellowship, and we certainly invite you all to visit with us at all, and we'll have lunch and a good time. I did meet a fellow from Phillipsburg, Kansas during the break. And you know, the warmth of your reception here tonight has changed the weather. It's not that bad out. The snow has stopped. Temperature is going up. Good news. Even better news is that if you have to go a direction where the roads are bad, the gentleman from Phillipsburg said the roads were good between here and there. I was about halfway to Minden. He said, from there on, the roads are great. And he invited you all to come down to Phillipsburg tonight. Of course, there will be the records on sale and records and tapes untold after the show. A little bit about barbershopping and our organization. Why do we do all this? 38,000 gentlemen around the world sing barbershop tunes. It goes back nearly 50 years now. We will celebrate our 50th year of the first Garden Quartet in 1980. But in 1964, it was kind of determined, we had groups scattered around the country. And you know, it takes something to hold an organization like that together. We have to have common cause. We have fellowship groups that support the high band, the high strings, the burn centers that are supported by various organizations. Well, at that time, Barbershoppers International decided that for their international service project, they would take on sponsorship and help with the Institute of Orthopedics from Wichita, Kansas. Singing and speech defects, so many times we're told, are helped by song. And so it was a natural for the two to get together. And since 1964, we're now told that Barbershoppers International across the country have contributed something like $5 million. We passed that plateau, $5 million in support of the Institute. A little about the Institute is that at the Institute, they treat principally children, but adults also with speech and hearing defects. How does that affect us? Well, it's possible. We do have a service of consultants available.